Hello friends, good afternoon. This is Debbie with Debbie Gets Crafty and Happy New Year. I am currently working on my hashtag DP Big Butts diamond painting, and I thought I would work on it for a little while with you and work on some tag questions that were sent to me. And I do want to give credit to the person who sent them to me, and that is the Dotty Crafter. Thank you so much for sending these to me. I know it's been a while since you had tagged me with those questions, but I thought now that I'm working on my hashtag DP Big Butts 25 canvas for the event that is in January, hosted by Diamond Grandma and the Dotty Crafter, I wanted to work on those questions that she tagged me in. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and zoom you in on the area that we're going to be working on today. Let's do this. And I'm sorry that the angle is a little crazy, but this is a large canvas and my camera angle, yeah, you know. If you know, you know. So let me go ahead and I will pull up the questions and let's get started. And I hope you all are having an awesome new year. Mine has been great. We're just chugging along, Todd and Spoto and myself. So let's get started. So the first question now, friends, I'm going to answer these questions, as best as I can. There are some questions that I just don't have the answer for. And the first few, I'm just going to do the best that I can. Okay, so let's push this back a little bit. All right, and so the first question is going to be, how many paintings have you completed? I don't know. I have my paintings in portfolios, and I just have not had a chance to go through the portfolios to count them. Honestly, I think I've gotten probably close to 100 done. I've been diamond painting for, this is my 4th year diamond painting. And but the only thing is I just don't have the numbers. I don't keep track of the numbers, to be honest with you. Yeah, that one will go there. I don't have a logbook. I don't do any of that. I just don't have time. So when I complete them, I put them in a portfolio. I've actually started a second portfolio as well, and I have them hanging up in my house. I've given a couple as gifts, so I just don't know, to be honest with you. Moving forward, I'm not going to be very interesting, honestly, with the questions, but I'll do my best. How many diamond paintings do you have in your stash? Oh boy. I don't know that either, to be honest with you. I've gotten some from different companies for PR packages in the past. I've gotten some for myself from Temu. I've gotten some from gifts from people. I've gotten some from Amazon. So I don't know. I don't keep a track of that either. I have, what I can tell you with certainty is that I have 2 totes full of, I separate my canvases from my drills. The canvases that I want to start immediately, I separate the canvases from the drills, and I put the canvases in a separate portfolio under my completed portfolio, because that actually helps to, the weight of the completed portfolio helps to iron out, so to speak, the canvases that I want to start doing at some point in time. So I have at least one portfolio that is full of projects that I want to start. And along with that, I have 2 totes, a large tote, not a large tote, a medium tote and a small tote that are full of the drills to those projects that I want to start. And they all have their, canvas numbers written on them or printed on them. So when I'm ready, I just dig out the ones that I want from my portfolio, and then I go and look for the, I'm going to pull you back a little bit. I don't think you need to be that close. There you go. So I will pull out the projects that I want to do, and then dig through and find the coordinating drills. So I don't have any clue as to that either. Just being honest. So let's go ahead to the next one. Next question. What is your diamond painting origin story? So here I am one day flipping through YouTube, which I really never logged onto YouTube that much. But for some reason, I happened to be on YouTube one day. And for some reason, I never looked it up because I never knew anything about it. There was a video in my suggest to watch videos, and it was of Rachel Ray, and she was doing a diamond painting. And so I clicked on it because it looked mildly interesting. And there she was, diamond painting, doing a whip and chat, which I never heard of before. And I forget what she was working on, but it was really pretty. I was like, oh wow, that looks interesting. And so, of course, after that, they start flooding your suggested to watch with different videos of the same topic. And so there are a couple other creators that popped up. One being Diamond Grandma, another one, I think it was Sweet Tea, diamond painting with Sweet Tea. So I started watching them as well, and I was like, well, gee whiz, this is really neat. And the pictures are really pretty. And let me Google what this is all about. So I went ahead and Googled it, and it was Diamond Grandma that said that she got her paintings from Amazon. So I Googled, diamond painting, found out a little, bit about diamond painting. And then I went on Amazon and started looking at what was available. And they had the cutest little paintings available. So I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to give this a shot. And I'm sorry if you hear the crinkling in the background, but I do have my the plastic covering pulled, folded down. So you'll hear that. I'm sorry, but that is part of diamond painting, as we all know. So anyway, I ordered my first painting. And when I ordered my first painting, I said to myself, Self, that looks like a painting that your sister-in-law would love because it's a giraffe. So I said, I'm going to give this as a gift, because why not? The very first time you do something, why not give it as a gift? You've never done the project before, but why not? So I had high hopes going into it. And when I finished the project, it came out so cute. And I did, in fact, give it as a gift. I framed it and gifted it. Words escape me today. Gifted it to my sister-in-law, and she loves it. She still has it hanging up. And so after I completed that one, I said, this is something I can do. I love it, and I'm all in. So then I ordered more pictures and all the stuff that came with it. So I ordered myself a nice pen. I ordered myself some blue tack. I ordered, I don't know what else I ordered. A little mesh bag with some tools in it. And then I told my husband about it, how much I liked it. And he saw the picture. He liked it. He thought it was cute. He thought it was fun for me to do. So he went out to Harbor Freight and got me he surprised me with my first storage container. He got me 2 of those. And that's how I got started. Now, it took me, because once I got started, I thought, oh my gosh, my twin sister would love this. Of course, you all know Judy from Crafting with Judy. And I was like, oh my gosh, Judy would love this. I think that, she would really enjoy this. So I called her up and I'm like, I have a hobby that you could do. It's really fun, neat, all this jazz. And it's, as expensive or inexpensive as you want it to be. If you're on a budget like you and me, we can, you can work things into your budget and it's really fun and all this jazz. So she's like, oh, that sounds fun. But she never got into it. And every time I would talk to her, I would be like, did you look at the video? Did you see? No, not yet, but I will. And it took her forever. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to order her a painting and have it sent to her through Amazon. And this way she can try it out for herself. So I ordered her a painting and had it sent to her. And it took her the longest time to finally start. Did you start your painting yet? No. Okay. Well, finally one day she started her diamond painting. And she's like, oh my gosh, where has this been my whole life? Oh, Judy. So she fell in love with diamond painting as well. So then we're diamond painting, we're talking about diamond painting and everything. And she says, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to start my own YouTube channel. And I was like, excuse me? She said, yeah, I've been watching all these YouTubers and, I think I could do it. I was like, well, I'm sure you could. Yeah, great. Good luck. That's wonderful. And then I got to thinking about it and I said to myself, if your twin sister can start a YouTube channel, why can't you start a YouTube channel? I know this is going off topic because it just asked my origin story about diamond painting, but so I thought to myself, if my sister can start a YouTube channel, why can't I? And I talked to my husband about it, and he says, well, why can't you? So, lo and behold, before you know it, Debbie Gets Crafty was born. I saw some of Judy's videos, and I was like, yeah, I could do that. And then that's when I decided to make my own channel. But that's how I got into diamond painting to begin with. Rachel Ray, diamond painting with Sweet Tea, and Diamond Grandma. Thanks, ladies. And the rest, they say, is history. So, let's move on to the next question. What is your favorite DP company to purchase from? So, my favorite, to be honest with you, and this could be controversial, but it is Temu. I can't say the queen of budget friendly because I would say that title belongs to Diamond Grandma. But I am a countess of budget friendly. So, I'm so cheap I squeak when I walk. and I like to get the best bang out of my buck. And so Temu is my go-to. They have a great selection. I have not had any problems with really any of the paintings that I got. Maybe one or two. There was one that I got that the stick was horrific. It was so bad that I threw it away. I just didn't want to work on it. And that's the thing. Side note, if you're working on a picture and you're just not feeling it, if it's not rendering the way you think it should render, if it's, just the stick is lousy or whatever. I mean, there's ways you can make that work, and you could redo, you can make it work with the stick, but I was just not feeling the vibe between that and the stick not working for me. I threw it away. Don't be afraid to, especially if you buy them from Temu. Don't be afraid to cut your loss, and get rid of it. I understand if you spent more money on it, then, you want to investigate ways to help with the stick and everything, but I buy budget friendly, so I am not afraid to cut my losses. And I have in the past on a couple of them. But I would say Temu is my number one. I have bought from, GBFKE, love them, and other budget friendly companies. I love them. I've not yet bought from Coup Deals. I would like to. I'm thinking about doing a custom, and I believe Coup Deals would be the best company to do. So I'd like to investigate that a little further. But they tend to be a little pricey as well when you get into the customs, especially when considering the subject matter. You want to make sure that you get the right size, and that could be a little pricey. So I'm not ready to part with that money yet. So I would have to say Temu is my go-to. I know that's a bit controversial because there's some people that are against it. You do you, my friend. I know that there's people that are against Temu for other reasons. And again, you do you. You buy from your companies because you have your reasons. I buy from the companies I choose from because I have my reasons. So, moving on. What is your, let's see here. What is your go-to media entertainment whilst diamond painting? I like to throw either a YouTube video on of somebody doing a whip and chat, or I like to put on a video on YouTube that has music. There's a lot of times where I will diamond paint in complete silence with no TV, no music, nothing. Just me. Just diamond painting quietly. So it depends on what I'm feeling. And just checking my time because every so often I'm going to have to pause so I'm able to fit this all in one video. Let's see here. So yeah, I mean, I know of a lot of people that like to do the true crime thing. I'm not into true crime. I do every so often put an audiobook on, but that's not really a regular thing that I do. Every so often I might put a podcast on. Again, that's not a regular thing that I do. So it just depends on the mood that I'm in, what I feel like listening to, if anything. Sometimes I don't listen to anything at all. Sometimes I just like to listen to the pluck of the drills sticking to the canvas. Just like that. And that to me sometimes is very therapeutic. So, moving on to the next question. What's your favorite category to diamond paint? I really don't know. I have so many. I mean, I'm not picky as far as that goes. I love scenery, whether it be buildings like, houses, churches, wildlife scenery with birds, deer, mountains, waterfalls, whatever. I like landscapes. I really don't do too many people. This is the thing. This particular painting for hashtag DP Big Butts 25. It's once a year. I usually do a Big Butts canvas with, somebody in it. But I'm not really big on doing people. I always get nervous about them, about it rendering correctly and stuff. So, and that's why I've been kind of hesitant to do a custom, because I'd like to do a custom picture from my wedding. But like I say, I get a little nervous about how it'll render. So that's why I've been really, hesitant about pulling the trigger on that. But landscapes are, honestly my go-to. I don't do fantasy. I don't do scary. I don't do any of that. So I would say landscapes are probably my favorite subject to diamond paint. So, okay, number 7. Question 7 is, which artist have you completed the most canvases from? There is no specific artist. I do not purchase from particular artists. I just purchase whatever the picture subject matter is. If I like it, then I get it. So I do not have a particular artist that I follow religiously. I know there's a lot of people that do, but I am not one of those people. So, question number 8. Which artist do you own the most canvases from? Well, I'll refer back to my answer to question number 7. I do not follow any artists, so I do not have any set of canvases that follow a particular artist. So, that is that answer. Let's move forward to the next question. Let's see here. What do you do with your finished DPs? I have gifted a couple. I mostly keep them in a portfolio. I know that's a bit boring. Like, you'll have to go through and look at them every so often if you want, but that's what I do. I do have some hanging in my home. My husband also diamond paints, so we have some of his hanging up in our house as well. So that's what I do with mine, but they're, for the most part, they're in portfolios. And moving on, let me go ahead and move you over this away. There we go. All right. So, question number 10. I'm sorry, question number 11. Do you open kits as soon as you get them? That depends. If it is a kit that I want to work on, or, have intentions on working on in the near future, yes, I will open them, and I will get them in the process of relaxing. And all that means is just putting them underneath my completed portfolio so they have a chance for the wrinkles to come out, because they make the trip from China. So they're a bit wrinkled and wound up by the time they get here. So I will put them in my to-do portfolio. I have a completed portfolio and a to-do portfolio. So I'll put them in my to-do portfolio, and that goes underneath my completed portfolio. And when I'm ready for them, they'll be ready for me. So that is that. Now, I do have some that are still in their packages because I may have wanted them at the time, and when I get them, I decide, you know, I'm not sure when I want to get to it. Or I decide after it comes, you know, I like it, but maybe it's something I might want to give away as a gift to somebody who's never diamond painted before, or as a giveaway, something like that. So that'll go into my tote of projects to do, my stash tote, which is a very large stash tote. Oh, goodness. Okay, next question. What is your unicorn kit? I don't have one. There's not a kit out there that I'm, you know, just, I have to have it or else I'm going to faint. Because I order from Temu, I order, you know, budget friendly. So if there is a canvas that I like, then I'll either put it in my cart and wait until I, you know, can get it, or I will just go ahead and order it right then and there. So I really don't have a unicorn kit. That's not my gig. So, moving forward to question number 13. Which kit are you most looking forward to working on? That's a loaded question because there's so many. I can tell you what I'm excited to work on. I'm excited to work on all the kits that I have picked out for all the events that Diamond Grandma is hosting this year. Starting with this one, my hashtag DP Big Butts 25. And I was able to pull from my stash canvases for... Now, this was a gift from my husband to me because he said that this lady, this crafter, reminded me of him when we first got together. I had long hair then and all that. And he said he loved it because all of my crafty things are around me, which is what I love. And so this has been my favorite one to work on. But all of my kits that I have I have selected for this year's events, for Diamond Grandma's events, I actually was able, for the exception of one, I had to actually order that. And that was for December, which is hashtag DP Let's Eat 25, which is food related. I did not have anything food related. So, but everything else, I was able to use canvases that I had in my stash. So I'm really excited to work on those because they've been in my to-do stash, my to-do portfolio, and now is the time where I'm going to get to use them. So I'm really excited about that. And let's see here. Moving forward, do you prefer confetti, color blocking, or a mix? I lean more towards color blocking. I'm not opposed to confetti. This is very confetti heavy in certain spots. There are some spots where it's got quite a bit more color blocking up towards the top. Down towards the bottom, there was a lot of confetti, but it wasn't too bad. But I do lean more towards color blocking. Like I said, I'm not opposed to confetti when it's manageable. So that's that. I don't mind either, really. See? There we go. Okay. And let's continue on. How do you pick out a new project? it's whatever, hits me the right way at the time. When I'm ready to start, when I'm getting close to finishing a project, I have my mind going as to what my next project is going to be. This year is going to be easy because I'll be working on all of Diamond Grandma's events. I've said that in the past, and I'd start out strong, and then I would peter out, and then just work on other projects. But this year, my husband got me for Christmas a beautiful 240 bottle storage case from Temu. Got a great deal on it. And I told him that I was going to kit up all of my kits for the year for Diamond Grandma's events in this case. And I think I should be able to do that, believe it or not, because some kits are like partials, some are much smaller, maybe off the canvas projects and such. So I believe I'll be able to get away with doing that. So it's giving me that little nudge to make sure that I follow through with all the projects, because I want to, by the end of the year, say that I was able to empty out that kit, that storage container. So that's how but for the most part, generally, there's no rhyme or reason as to how I pick kits. I just go with if I see something on Temu or Amazon or, something like that, if I think, oh, you know what, if I'm going through my stash and I'm like, oh, I haven't seen you in a while, I will consider doing it and then start it. But for the most part, I'm a fly by the seat of my pants kind of gal when it comes to choosing my canvases. I am going to cover her up because I think my shirt sleeve has been hitting her, and I don't want to mess that up, so sorry. Moving along to the next question. Let's see here. What is your favorite season or holiday to diamond paint for? Anybody who knows me knows it is Christmas. Christmas is my jam. And mainly because, well, Christmas and winter. Those are my jams. Mostly because I do a lot of cardinals, because that's my favorite bird. And I love to do holiday scenes. So I would say Christmas is my favorite. Let's see here. Straighten that out. There we go. Next question is going to be, how many whips do you have on the go? Ooh, that's a good question too. Let me see here. I currently have some stickers that I haven't really gotten to complete. I'm almost done with a notebook. I just have a few more rhinestones to add to that. I have my DP Big Butts 25. I think that's it. I don't think I have anything else cooking, so I would say 3 or 4 projects at the same time. And it depends on what kind of mood I'm in as to which project I'm going to work on, besides my project of the month. Now, let's see here. Next question. Do you prefer neutral, dark, or colorful artwork? Again, that is going to be how I feel for the day. Whatever my mood happens to be. If I happen to be working on, you know, well, I mean, it just so happens to be whatever mood I'm in. If I'm in a mood where I want to work on something, or I want to pick something that's a little darker, then I'll work on that. For the most part, though, I do enjoy using all the colors. This is the one thing that really, when my husband surprised me with this particular painting, I was absolutely thrilled because it's so colorful. And I always tell people I love to use all the colors in the crayon box, and I really do. The more colorful, the better. I am a colorful kind of gal. I do enjoy a lot of color. It brings me joy. But there are times where I have had pictures that are a little more on the muted side, and I like those too. So I really, for the most part, I like to use all the colors. But again, there might be times where I might prefer something that's a little more muted. So, I'm a gal that really, honestly, when I say I fly by the seat of my pants with this hobby, I really do. I am not the type that is steadfast on a particular artist, steadfast on a particular subject matter, or anything like that, steadfast on a particular color palette. I do like all the colors. I do like using colors and doing colorful pictures. But if there's a canvas out there that is a bit more muted, but it speaks to me, then I'll get into that as well. Let's see here, moving on. Which do you like best, pens or tweezers? Pens, by far. I have placed drills with tweezers only because they are special drills, and that's really the only reason why. For the most part, I use pens. I got this pen from my wonderful husband for Christmas. It is the kind that's got the screw tips on them. So that's awesome. And this is in the rose gold. And it came with a single placer, a 4-placer, and a straightener, which is perfect for me. He couldn't have picked a better, set for me, because that's exactly what I use. I don't use a lot of different multi-placers. I use a 4-placer, I use a single placer, and then having the straightener is an extra, bonus. And I love the straighteners as well. So, pens, that's what I use. I really don't use tweezers that much. Let's see here. Squares or rounds? Rounds are my favorite. I prefer rounds. I've done squares, not a fan. I do have several kits of the miniature that are squares that I'm working on, just so I can get into working on squares more. I don't prefer them, so when I do look at a painting, I will look to see if it's available in round. If it's not, I will pass it up, because I don't like doing large canvases in squares. I'll do the miniature canvases in squares, but I will not work on large canvases in squares. I just don't like squares. I know a lot of people out there that say, oh, I don't care, and that's awesome. I'm glad that you have that ability to switch back and forth. I don't like squares. I'll do them in a small picture, but I will not do them in a large picture. That's just my preference. I understand that, you get the gapping with the rounds and all that, but I do not have the patience to mess around with the squares, because they have to be placed just right, or they just don't look right. So rounds are much more forgiving, in my opinion. And to the people who, criticize themselves that their lines aren't perfect and all this, if you're looking at your picture on a light pad, you're going to see every little teeny tiny imperfection, whether it's rounds or squares. You're going to see every little imperfection when your light pad is on. Diamond paintings were meant to be seen from a distance. They are not meant to be seen up close with a, magnifying glass or with a backlight on them. They're just not meant to be. I mean, the backlight is there for you, the crafter, to be able to place the drills easier. But because if you're using a light pad, it's going to show every little teeny tiny, imperfection. And don't get don't get too hard on yourself over it, because once you get that project completed and it's hanging up on a wall, it's going to look so much better. So that's another little pro tip. Let's go ahead and move along. Let's see here. What is the best method for you to place ABs? Ooh, good question. Do I have? I thought I did and I don't. Do I? No. Do I? No. I thought I did. Okay. So, I usually use, I can't believe I don't have that. Hang on. Where did I put that? Right here? Is it here? Maybe. Nope. Okay. Well, I'm not going to bother looking. I usually use, is it here? No. Okay. I usually have the pens, the kind of pens that, oh, this is going to bother me until I can show you. Here are, hold up. Okay. Let's see if I have any in here. This is where I usually keep my pens. Aha, yes, I do. Okay. So, I usually use this little pen right here, which has the wax tip, and it's got a very fine little tip at the end, on this end. And these I use for like little slivers, this end. But this end is really good for picking up drills, ABs, because the wax, for some reason, the wax that you get, like with the kit or putty or stuff, I always find that it rips off the AB coating. But for some reason with this particular wax tip, or if you get the kind that looks like a pencil that you can sharpen, those, they seem to be a little more gentle on the AB coating. So that's why I use these. I have also, in a tight spot, used a little white crayon as well, out of a Crayola crayon box, because that was the only thing that I had at the time. Or I have, bear with me, or I have these pencils. This is what I was talking about. These also pick up the little wax pencils. But like I said, if you're in a pinch and you happen to see a box of crayons laying around, grab yourself a crayon, because the wax on that will pick it up as well and it won't damage it. So that's my little pro tip number 3. Anywho, moving along, that's how I like to place ABs. How do you section your diamond paintings? I don't. If you followed Diamond Grandma's Facebook page, I put progress pictures up of this particular painting, and I have started from the bottom and worked my way up to here. So I've only got this much left across, and for some reason the past few days I've decided to work on the top and work my way down. So I don't section anything off. I just go with the flow. Let's see here. And I am going to switch colors because I'll work on this area so you can see what I'm working on. Yeah, so I don't section off. I just go for it. Whatever way the wind blows. I do generally start my pictures from the lower left, from the bottom left, and work my way up. That is one thing that I do on a consistent basis. So let me see. I'm going to work on the letter C. Let's see here. So let me find the letter C. Here it is. Okay. So moving along. Oh, let me just throw a paper over this way too. There we go. So yeah, I do not section off. Moving forward to the next question. What other hobbies do you enjoy? I enjoy, besides diamond painting, I enjoy crocheting, which I haven't done in a long time. I enjoy adult coloring. I use crayons and color pencils and gel pens. I also craft. I do just different little crafting. I love to craft with popsicle sticks and make Christmas ornaments. And I love to read as well. I like to read what they call cozy mysteries, which it's just a fun, lighthearted little, type of a series. The series that I really love is from an author called, her name is Joanne Fluke, and she does a series called Murder, She Baked. And they were made into, she had a bunch of them made into Hallmark movies. And I enjoy her books a great deal. So, I'm trying to think. I do like to bake. I haven't really baked too much recently, but yeah, those are other hobbies that I enjoy. Like I say, I haven't crocheted in a long time, and I'm thinking seriously about getting back into that for a bit. We shall see. It depends on... I work a full-time job, so by the time I get out of work at night, I'm exhausted. On the weekends, I just want to spend time with my family. So, extra projects, I haven't even read in years, so I'm trying desperately to get back into reading. As a matter of fact, my husband for Christmas gave me a set of Cardinal bookmarks to diamond paint. And I thought to myself, that is the perfect reason to get back into reading. To put those beautiful Cardinal bookmarks to good use. And I agreed with myself. So I'm actually going to be getting some new books. I've not yet even covered a fraction of what Joanne Fluke writes. So I'm looking forward to reading more in her series. And maybe getting into some more of the cozy mystery type authors that are out there. There are a ton of them. And it's just light, easy reading. Just something fun and light. Not heavy. I'm not into the horror. I'm not into the scary. I'm not into the real deep thinking. when I read, I just want to read, you know, something fun, something light. And that's that. And that brings us to question number 25, which is tag some others to answer these questions. And what I'll do is I will go ahead and in the description, I will tag a few creators who, if they are interested, can answer these questions. I know during the Christmas premieres, a ton of creators answered these tag questions. So I don't know who would be, you know, up for it. I think they're really fun questions, and I'm so glad that I was able to participate, and I thank the Dotty Crafter for including me. I'm so sorry again that it took so long, but I'm just really glad that I picked this time to do it, because you are co-hosting with Diamond Grandma this month for the Big Butts theme. And so with that being said, I want to thank you so much. Let's go ahead and I'm going to put these drills away. There we go. And I will take my phone and put that over here and remove all that. So we did quite a bit. We got quite a bit done. All this around here. Nice. And some of the sea, some of the gray. Nice. I love it. And we'll pull you back a little bit. There we go. So you can see some more of this beautiful painting. Pull this back. There we go. I just used masking tape to tape that, but there we go. Isn't she beautiful? Here, let me pull it back further. There we go. And that's the bottom of the picture. She is really coming out nice. So I have all this section done up to here. I have all this done up to there. So then I have this section left, and then the rest of the top left. So really not that much. And I think because I started this in December, because of my work schedule, I knew that I wasn't going to be able to get too much of it done in January. So I wanted to get a head start. And luckily with Diamond Grandma's events, she is so cool because she doesn't, you know, she doesn't have any steadfast rules. Really, the only rule that she has for her events are you have to be subscribed to her channel and to whoever happens to be her co-host to their channel. You can do any size, you can do off the canvas, you can do a partial, a full, square, round. It doesn't matter. It can be a large size, a snack size, whatever you want. The subject matter for Diamond Grandma, say you wanted to do big butts and you didn't want to do a person, or you didn't have anything that you thought was in big butts, but maybe you have something in your stash that might be a dragon. As a matter of fact, I did see somebody who posted in Diamond Grandma's Facebook page that she had a dragon, and she said, well, dragons have big butts, and they do. You could create a little narrative for your canvas, whether it shows explicitly what that subject is or not. So say you had a field of flowers, and there are these big, beautiful sunflowers. Well, you could say these big, beautiful sunflowers, you know, look at that's a big butt on those sunflowers, and use that. So with Diamond Grandma, that's why I love doing her events, because she doesn't have any forms to fill out. She doesn't have any fiery hoops to jump through. They don't have to be, they could be bought from Temu, budget friendly, you know, a higher end company, doesn't matter. Partial, full, rhinestone, you know, whatever you want to do. If you have it in your stash and you want to make it work into the event, that's fine. The only thing is she asks that you be subscribed to her channel and to whoever is hosting to their channel. And then you can participate in the event. She has a Facebook page. I will try to remember to post her Facebook page in my description. And I will also set up a few folks, you know, put some names down and see if they would be interested in answering these tag questions as well. I hope so, because I love learning more about, the folks out there that do the same craft and what they like, what their preferences are. And that's it. That's all I have for today. I thank you so much for spending some time with me. And I want to wish you all a very happy and healthy new year. God bless each and every one of you. Please take care of yourselves and each other. Please watch out for each other as well. Until I see you all again, please hit that like button. Please subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell notification, because you never know when I'm going to come out with a new video, whether it be a video diamond painting, it could be a grocery haul from my husband Todd, it might be cooking with Todd and Debbie, it might be something to do with Spoto. You never know. And until I see you all again, you take care. Have a wonderful day. God bless and happy crafting. Goodbye now.